We are about to begin our next adventure at Peninsula, 28 Days of Prayer. And so as we get ready to launch that new endeavor, I thought I'd share just a little bit about prayer from 2 Corinthians chapter 1, verses 8 through 11. Paul's facing a horrible situation in his life. We don't exactly know the details, but he writes this in 2 Corinthians chapter 1, verse 8. We do not want you to be uninformed, brothers and sisters, about the troubles we experienced in the province of Asia. We were under great pressure, far beyond our ability to endure, so that we despaired even of life. 3 lessons, I think, from that text and paragraph about prayer. Number 1 is that Paul was in a world of hurt. He was under great pressure. The text says, far beyond our ability to endure, we were under great pressure. It means crushing burden. It's carrying so much weight that you cannot carry it on your own, and you despaired even of life. That's a horrible situation. Second thing I want to point out is in verse 11, where he writes, as you help us. The help came as they prayed for Paul, verse 11. As you help us by your prayers. As you help us. It puts together 3 Greek words which mean working with one another on something. And so they came together to pray for the Apostle Paul. The third phrase that I find most interesting is at verse 11 as well, where he writes, then many will give thanks on our behalf for the gracious favor granted us in the answer to the prayers of many. Many will give thanks. Clear enough. But there's part of that really is untranslatable, because he says there will be many faces who gave thanks. And so as the churches throughout the empire banded together to pray for Paul, they prayed, and when they heard the results of their prayer, many faces came together to give praise to God. Hard times come to teach us to depend not on ourselves, but as Paul will say in one phrase there, on the one who can raise Jesus from the dead, and that power. 2 lessons I want to learn. Number 1, through intercessory prayer, we partner with God to help those in need. I hope in February we partner together to pray for those in need. And second, through united prayer, we experience greater joy as many happy faces are as a result of seeing prayers answered. So as we begin this adventure, let's do it together. Let's learn something about prayer. Let's be encouraged to pray so that we can depend in a greater dimension on the God who raised Jesus from the dead. Have a great week.